Hey guys, welcome back to Kuma. We're taking a look at another one from Sentinel. This is their Legioss from Aspida. This is the Zeta, which is the red one. The first one we reviewed, I think it was last year, was the Ada, the blue. Comes with a little hookette. Let's go ahead and get the camera dislodged here so that we can look at the accessories. But it comes with the rifle. It also comes with interchangeable. It's actually modular. It comes with pieces to swap out, make it a different style of rifle. A cat, cyclone. These are to go ahead and peg the rifle under the wings. And this is another stand piece. So you can see here, this one goes into the backside, so you could do some things like turn it and whatnot. That one is if you want to just go ahead and peg it straight under. So I don't know why anybody would really prefer that one, but I'm sure you guys will take some pictures and stuff like that, or I'll come across some online and I'll know right away why that one's preferred by some. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this started. I'm hoping in this review that it's not as fiddly as the Ada. I had not necessarily a hard time with it, but I was really displeased at how, I guess the word is fiddly, wobbly, lack of lock points and stuff like that. I understand it's a recolor, so I'm not expecting a lot of change, but hopefully it's just playing tighter. You know, even the MIDI figure on that one, I will tell you guys, handling Huggett is a lot better than the mini that came with the Ada. Much better. That thing, you could pick it up and it was just like I don't know what the heck the names of the dowels are or whatever, but like those ones you control with strings, it just literally wobbled back and forth or whatever. So alright, let's go ahead and get this started. No transformations in this one. We're just going to go ahead and go through all modes and call it a day. Okay, so looking at the fighter mode, I want to go ahead and go over the rifle placement first because we went over those accessory pieces, and you could choose either side. It comes with two of them, even though there's one rifle. Wow, I'm tying in the wrong place on my camera stand. Sorry about that, guys. It's actually, I just got home from work pretty late at night. It's 1 in the morning here. I wanted to go ahead and get this review started. Like most reviews, it'll be done over a couple of days as I find time, but getting it started tonight. Missus and dogs are sleeping. Why not? Okay. And then there's a little peg there, and inside or outside, you can go ahead and you peg it in, and then you slide it back, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, maybe I should have done that first. That might have been par for the course. So let's go ahead and do that before pegging it in. Bam. And then, of course, that's 2 times easier. But, me being me, I pegged it in backwards. So, alright, maybe I should have practiced that first. But whatever. Get the magazine back in there. And I do think that's a cool look. My preferred, though, now it wants to unpeg, taking the magazine off, and that's why I love this stand adapter, man. You do so much more with it. But you see the peg on top. There's a female on there. And then pegs in. Now it doesn't clip or anything like that. So once you've got it pegged in firm, don't mess with it too much. It stays in well. But if you get to fiddling with it, like rocking it back and forth, it will come off. There's that. Now going up a little bit. Cockpit does open, and the minifinger. Even doing this, I'm telling you guys, it's so much tighter, the joints and whatnot, than the last minifigure. Boom, boom, pretty cool. And I mean, outside of that, it's really not much to it. I think the most impressive part is the stand. It has multiple joint points there. I've already tightened this. You just tighten it with a Phillips head screwdriver, but again, it gives you the option to, you know, Give it that side to side and whatnot. On top of course, being able to angle it up, down, all that good stuff too. It does have landing gear. The wheels do roll. Let's peek at that. And I will tell you guys, in hand and in pictures too, I thought it really stood out before I even got it. But I will say in hand in particular, the red on this really pops. It's not too crazy vibrant, but it's just enough to catch your eye. It's a perfect, well, it's a couple of shades of red, but the color selection on this thing is just godly. It's immaculate. Okay, and here we have it in its diver mode, which is like the equivalent of a Gerwalk mode for Valkyries, Macross. Pretty straightforward stuff. I'm not going to put it on the stand or anything like that, just because you already saw it in its fighter mode on there, so it's not going to be too different besides it having arms and legs hanging out. But there is movement in the legs here. And the feet, and of course, the arms retain all of their movement from like the bot mode. I mean, it's pretty straightforward stuff. But now, what is not locked in place? So, this one, I don't necessarily want to call it finicky, but just making sure I've got it angled right. Okay. There we have it. I think it's lovely. And I've said it once, but I'll say it again. This red just absolutely pops on it. Fantastic. Okay, and lastly, here's the fighter mode. So, approximate, because this one has the fin on the top of the head that the Eta does not, and I didn't even realize that until I just looked at the Eta, because I'm getting ready to do a comparison of them in a second here as well. It is just under 7 inches tall, so that's pretty darn cool. Alright, just giving you guys a roundabout, and I do have him in that pelvic thrust-ish pose that some of you absolutely despise, and that despise like brings me great pleasure because I feel like I pose toys so much better than you guys who despise it. Alright, so y'all can stay fucking boring. So okay, there we go. Not gonna go over the articulation much here because we really went over this in depth with the Eta review, and I'll go ahead and link that one in the comments too. I want to keep this one as short as possible. This is more about differences than a full breakdown of the piece because, like I said, for the most part it is pretty much a recolor besides little things like this, as well as weapon options as well. Okay, and here he is next to the Eta. Hopefully soon enough I'll have the Iota to display with him as well, complete the set. But got these two right now. I went ahead and changed out his blaster, his rifle, with the alternate parts. Different stock, barrel, replaced the magazine with that cover piece there. It's pretty cool. More of a laser cannon than a traditional rifle or blaster. Okay. And I'm not going to lie. It's not just the color, because my favorite color is actually blue, but with the tampos, the fin, the colored eyes in particular, I like this, just the job done on this one a lot better than the Eta. So definite improvement with the paint job and tampos themselves. But for the most part, pretty much same figure. Same issues with loose areas, things not locking into place and whatnot. But overall, I would say it's a relatively solid figure. I like it. It's just handling it. Until you really get used to this piece, it can be kind of a pain. And I'd love to do a side-by-side. I'm going to have to leave that for the Ren review and gallery. I left the Hokat figure inside of the cockpit there, so I'm a little bit lazy right now. I don't feel like completely untransforming the upper torso or whatever to get her out. But don't worry, I'll have it in the gallery as well. But there you go. Just side by side for you so you can see how they look together. Again, can't wait to have the third. Okay, so closing this review out, this has been the Sentinel Riobot Legioss Zeta. If you saw my review for the Ada, you know what you're getting when you get this piece. There are pieces that don't lock into place. Joints are, give or take, they're either too tight, too loose. You're definitely going to need both your shock oil and your key joint polish, both of which you can buy from my Amazon store, Associates link, whatever. That'll be in the description. Go check it out. Buy these products, be prepared and stuff like that. But again, you know what you're going to get. Presentation-wise, A freaking plus. Quality-wise, mid-tier at best, but with a high-tier price, and that's what puts me off. The engineering could be a little bit better in terms of pieces locking into place and stuff like that. Joints and whatnot, I've seen this from so many companies, the inconsistency, that I can't even wrap my head around it besides, like, lack of playtesting and stuff like that. And I understand that there are deadlines that need to be met, but come the fuck on, man. I'd rather have a delay than spend time and days waiting for joint polish to dry and this and that before I can even really play with the toy. But for the most part, once you get it together, it is good. It's a solid representation, and from what I'm reading from more experienced collectors of this stuff, it's definitely the best representation of the Legioss out there to date. So take that for what it's worth. I can't tell you what your dollar is worth, so I'm not going to. I like the way that they display on my shelf, particularly together, but at the same time, again, $250 to me isn't the same as $250 to you, or the other guy, or the other guy, or the other guy. So take these reviews and just use them to make an informed purchase. Good, bad. Even if you use this as a decision not to buy it, by all means, I'm glad to have helped either way. But before I close it out, I also wanted to show some of the other gimmicks, like these pads or these shoulder pads. They do open up to reveal missile pods, as well as in the calves there. All right, this side, the nut, bam. And in case it's not apparent, I did take a screwdriver and tighten up the joints on the stand to hold them up like this. So don't attempt anything like this right out of the box. It ain't happening. You might end up breaking something. So please don't. But anyway, this has been another Kuma Style review. Like, share, subscribe. Check out the written review and gallery on kumasstyle.com. And I'll see you next time. Stay happy, stay safe.